super androids with the minds of men and the muscles.
Buckle up, fellow cosmic adventurers, because we are about to make a thrilling journey through the captivating world of Silverhawks. This animated masterpiece from the 80s is a cosmic roller coaster of heroes, villains, and everything in between. From the futuristic limbo galaxy to the heart-pounding battles between good and evil, Silverhawks has etched its place in pop culture history. Our cosmic crew includes the fearless Commander Stargazer, the leader of the Silverhawks, who's been keeping order in limbo for over 3 centuries. Quicksilver, the human partner of the Tallyhawk, leads the charge, flaunting his lightning-fast reflexes and quick thinking. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's Bluegrass, the cowboy pilot, and Steelheart and Steelwill, the twins with stainless steel hearts, and so many more. So fasten your seatbelts and prepare for a thrilling ride as we delve into the universe of Silverhawks and meet every character that makes this series an iconic gem of the animated cosmos. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Stargazer. Meet Commander Stargazer, the Silver Fox of the Silverhawks universe. This guy's been keeping limbo in check for over 300 years. Don't be fooled by his vintage model. He's an older Silverhawk cyborg sans wings and fancy built-in weaponry, but that doesn't stop him from running the show. Stargazer is lounging at Hawkhaven, barking orders like a boss from behind his cluttered desk, probably covered in coffee stains and donut crumbs. And oh, that outfit! He's rocking a sleek, golden olive-colored Silverhawk suit that's totally his signature style. Now, if you're thinking he's just your average Silverhawk, think again. This guy's got a secret weapon, experience. With centuries under his belt, he's like the Yoda of the Silverhawks, except he doesn't talk backwards. Stargazer's got an arsenal of gadgets and gizmos that could rival Batman's utility belt, all collected over his long career. He's not just a pretty cyborg face. Stargazer is a professional detective and a law enforcement ace. When he steps into action, you better believe he's got a plan for every threat. Quicksilver. Quicksilver, the top dog of the Silverhawks and Stargazer's right-hand man. He's the human partner of the weapon birds. Quicksilver's got a feathery friend named Tallyhawk, who's not just a sidekick, but also the series' official mascot. Now that's some bird brilliance. But Quicksilver isn't just a dude with a cool pet bird. He used to go by Jonathan Quick, head honcho of the Interplanetary Force H. When they needed a commander for the new Silverhawk squad to take on the wild and wacky Limbo Galaxy, they knew Quick was their guy. This guy's got style, sporting a sleek light grey Silverhawk suit, but what sets him apart from the rest? It's that snazzy gold wrist bling he's got, the control panel. It's the ultimate universe remote for Tallyhawk, and he rocks it like a champ. Now let's talk about Quicksilver's claim to fame, his lightning-fast reflexes and quick thinking. When trouble comes knocking, he's the guy you want on your side. Bluegrass. Yeehaw, partner, buckle up. This is a wild ride with the rootin' cowboy of the Silverhawks crew, Bluegrass. This guy is the pilot extraordinaire. He's got that classic cowboy look down pat, complete with a brown hat, a stylish red bandana, and a Silverhawk suit that's basically a space-age version of cowboy boots. And when he takes off that hat, surprise, he's got a mohawk that screams, party in the front, business in the back. But Bluegrass didn't become the best pilot in the galaxy just by sitting on his guitar. Before he became a Silverhawk, this guy was already tearing up the skies with his mad flying skills. Talk about natural talent. Unlike his fellow Silverhawks who are zipping around with jets and lasers, Bluegrass is all about that old-school charm. He's the go-to guy for piloting the Mirage, the Silverhawks' trusty ship, and he's got a sidekick in the form of Sideman, his fighting hawk. These birds aren't just for show, they bring laser power to the party when things get heated. Copper Kid. This cosmic matholete of the Silverhawks is none other than the numerical whiz kid, the Copper Kid. This brainiac hails from the planet of the mimes. He communicates in tones and whistles, kind of like a high-tech bird, and saying his pre-Silverhawk name is a tongue-twisting challenge. Stargazer must have pulled out his hair a few times trying to keep up with this mathematical maestro. But you know what they say, geniuses often march to the beat of their own algorithms. The Copper Kid didn't just win the Math Olympics, he went the extra parsec and underwent a cyborg enhancement process. This kid can handle hyperspace travel like a champ, and he's got the physical prowess to prove it. We are talking super strength, speed, and agility. The Copper Kid's got a computerized voice box that gives him the gift of gab, and he's not afraid to use it. No more whistles and tones, now he can express himself like a pro, and when duty calls, this math whiz dons a hawk-like face mask, ready to soar through the stars. Laser in his shoulders? Check. Wings for gliding? Double check. This guy's got all the combat gadgets in his toolkit. Steelheart. She's the grease monkey genius of the team, and she's got a twin brother, Steelwill, to boot. These two are the resident scientists and gearheads of the squad, and they've got a bond that's stronger than vibranium. They share an empathic connection. When one sibling feels something, the other feels it too. It's like having a built-in psychic hotline, which probably comes in handy when they're fixing up their high-tech gizmos. But what really sets Steelheart apart is her heart, or should I say, a stainless steel heart. During their transformation into Silverhawks, they had real stainless steel hearts implanted, and it doesn't stop there. These siblings aren't just brains, they've got brawn too. Steelheart's got a hawk-like faceplate that adds a touch of cosmic flair to her style, and she's got wings built in for soaring through the atmosphere and space like a pro. Plus, she's packing some heat in the form of a laser in her arm, perfect for zapping baddies when things get hairy. She's even got retractable talons on her feet for some mid-air claw action. And speaking of strength, she's the second strongest Silverhawk right after her brother Steelwill. These two can out-wrestle Mumbo Jumbo, no small feat. Steelwill is the gearhead with muscles. Steelwill and his twin sister Steelheart are the dynamic duo of the team, and they are not just your regular mechanics. The two have been juiced up with some upgrades to withstand the wild ride of space travel. Imagine Tony Stark, but with a bit more chrome and a whole lot more brawn. What makes Steelwill stand out? Well, first off, he's got a faceplate that's not your typical hawk-like mask. Nope, he's rocking a football helmet. But wait, there's more. This guy's got a built-in laser in his arm. But wait, there's more. This guy's got a built-in laser in his arm, and rumor has it he's even got a fire extinguisher tucked away in there. Safety first, right? The Silverhawk transformation didn't just beef up his muscles, it gave him the tools to handle any emergency. Now here's the really cool part. His psychic bond with his sister Steelheart is off the charts. They can chat even when they are galaxies apart, which is like having a built-in space Skype. And when they are close, their powers combine to make some sort of cosmic Captain Planet duo. It's like the ultimate sibling team-up move. Hotwing, the dazzling magician turned Silverhawk with a few tricks up his golden sleeve. He's the gold-colored charmer of the Silverhawk's crew. And he's got a wingman of his own, Gyro, his trusted fighting hawk. And let me tell you, Gyro's got some moves, including a spin laser attack that's hotter than a supernova. Hotwing wasn't always soaring through space as a Silverhawk. Nope, he used to be a magician, pulling rabbits out of hats and sawing people in half. Don't worry, they always got better. But his magic act got a cosmic upgrade when he was commissioned to join Stargazer's squad. Hotwing's not just here for the show, he's the squadron leader in rank. He's like the Tony Stark of the Silverhawks, but instead of a suit of armor, he's got a sleek gold Silverhawk suit that's sure to turn heads, even in the vacuum of space. Now let's talk magic. This guy's got it in spades, all thanks to the power of the magical orb. And here's the catch. He's got to recharge that orb every 14 years, or his magical mojo runs out. What kind of cosmic battery do you think that orb uses? Duracell or Energizer? Flashback is here to shake up the Silverhawk scene, and he's not just a blast from the past. He's from the future. Imagine this. He's the green machine of the Silverhawks, sliding into the scene after Hotwing. But Flashback is an experimental Silverhawk plucked right out of the future. You know, like Marty McFly, but with wings and lasers. In his very first appearance, he met an elderly Stargazer, who spilled the beans that the original Silverhawks met a rather explosive fate while dealing with hardware's combustion crystal. So what does Flashback do? He hops in his cosmic DeLorean, travels back in time, and prevents their untimely demise, all while smashing that crystal to smithereens. Flashback's rocking an olive green Silverhawk suit that's all about that owl-like flair. But what really makes Flashback stand out is his suit's arsenal. He's got all the bells and whistles, including jets mounted on shoulders, upper arm, heels, talons, and even wings. Plus, his suit is tougher than a diamond-coated rhino. It's got superior armor and a melting point that's hotter than a supernova, at least 8 million degrees. Moonstriker, the Silverhawk, who's as turquoise as the tropical beach and as quick to action as a caffeine-fueled superhero. Now, when it comes to his past, it's shrouded in mystery, but one thing's for sure, He's the new kid on the space block, fresh off the Silverhawk assembly line. He's like the iPhone 15 of Silverhawks, and he's got some serious upgrades. Get this, Moonstriker revealed that all the future Silverhawks would come packed with built-in flight abilities. Moonstriker may be a bit green, literally, but he's got that youthful eagerness that sometimes leads to jumping the space gun. He's the rookie cop who's raring to chase down space bandits without a second thought. Being the latest model in the Superhawks roster, you can bet he's got some primo upgrades. We're talking built-in wings that let him glide through space like a champ, and lasers for combat that he wields with the precision of a sharpshooting cowboy. He doesn't whip out those wings too often, saving them for cosmic emergencies. Instead, he relies on his laser skills, and trust me, this guy's got an aim that would make Hawkeye proud. Condor, the regal purple Silverhawk who's just like the James Bond of the cosmic detective world. Now, his backstory is shrouded in mystery, kind of like a good old film noir. But here's what we do know. He's not just any Silverhawk. He's a retired one, and he's been doing the private detective thing before getting the call back to action. Condor and Stargazer? Oh, they go way back, like peanut butter and jelly. These two have a history, and they're like the dynamic duo of the Silverhawks. But unlike Stargazer's Silver Fox charm, Condor is more of the strong, silent type with a dash of dry humor. Now let's talk enhancements. Condor's got him, just like the rest of the Silverhawks. These cybernetic upgrades give him the strength and stamina of a titan, and they've added a few extra years to his life just for good measure. When he's in action, Condor sports a sleek helmet that's all about that aerial flair, and he's got a laser grabbing gun that's like a high-tech lasso, perfect for wrangling objects or energy blasts. And let's not forget the jetpack. He's got wings, baby. Monstar. Monstar is the ultimate mob boss and the thorn in Stargazer's side. Monstar is like the godfather of the Limbo Galaxy, riding high on its giant squid, Skyrunner. Hardware, the brains of the bad guy bunch, hooks up a special treat for Monstar, the Sky Shadow, a fighting hawk. It's like Monstar's personal bodyguard with feathers. Monstar has been ruling the Limbo underworld for over 300 years, and he's a slippery one, having busted out of Penal Planet 10, a supermax space prison not once, but twice. He's not just your average gangster, he's a ruthless and calculating criminal mastermind. Cross him and you'll pay a hefty price. He's got the muscle too, capable of busting through armor plates like they're made of marshmallows. And he's got this nifty light star ability that he doesn't flaunt often, but when he does, watch out. It's like having a cosmic lightsaber in his back pocket for some good old-fashioned punishment. Yesman, Monstar's right-hand lackey, always ready to follow orders, no questions asked. Now, when it comes to Yesman, his past is about as mysterious as the dark side of the moon. We don't know where the guy came from or what he did before becoming Monstar's go-to guy, but one thing is for sure, he's the ultimate team player when it comes to crime. Yes, man's main gig? Well, it's all about the transformation chamber. You know, the one that turns Monstar into a supercharged menace. Yes, man is the guy who makes sure that thing runs smoother than a Batmobile. But here's the catch. You won't find Yesman gallivanting around the galaxy or flexing any superpowers. Nope, he's strictly Monstar's right-hand guy, ready to do whatever his boss commands, whether it's operating the transformation machine or shuffling Monstar around in the limbos. And every once in a while, Yesman gets to step up to the plate, like when he's piloting the Sky Chomper. Hardware, the MacGyver of Monstar's gang, none other than Hardware, the mechanic and weapons whiz who's more valuable than a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. His past is like a locked safe, and we don't have the combination. But unlike most of Monstar's henchmen, he's never graced the penal planet with his presence before the episode The Hardware Trap Part 2. Hardware's not your typical muscle-bound thug. He's more of a short and not so agile guy, but don't let that fool you. When it comes to technology, this guy's a genius. His bag of tricks includes hacking into anything with a circuit, dismantling equipment faster than you can say tech support, and working his magic on robotics, cybernetics, and even chemistry. He's like the Q of the cosmic underworld, ready to cook up gadgets and gizmos. Melodia, the gunner of Monstar's gang and the galaxy's one and only femme fatale. Now, when we first meet Melodia, she's the powerhouse of Monstar's crew, blasting her way through the cosmic scene with a smile on her face. It's like she's the rock star of evil, shredding her way through the galaxy one laser blast at a time. But here's where it gets interesting. As the series unfolds, her loyalty to Monstar starts to waver, first with Yesman and later with Pokerface. Now let's talk weaponry. Melodia wields a Katar, and no, it's not just for making sweet cosmic tunes. This thing's a sound smasher, and when she fires it, it's like pink laser sheet music with music notes lighting up the galaxy. There is one occasion when her laser music turns white, and that's when she's gone all goody two-shoes. It's like she's had a change of heart and started playing for the other team. Windhammer. Windhammer, the quiet but mighty follower of Monstar, who's got weather control powers that would make Storm from the X-Men jealous. Now, Windhammer is not your typical loud and flashy villain, he's more of the strong and silent type, like the Clint Eastwood of the underworld. But don't let that stoic exterior fool you. This guy's got power that's as wild as a tornado. You see, Windhammer's devotion to Monstar goes beyond the paycheck. He's all about following his boss to the ends of the galaxy, and you can bet it's not just for the space bucks. But Windhammer wields a tuning fork, and no, it's not for tuning pianos. It is his weather warping weapon of choice. With a flick of that cosmic fork, he can manipulate the weather like a maestro conducting a symphony. Imagine him summoning lightning storms, creating hurricanes, or conjuring up a hailstorm of epic proportions. It's like Mother Nature on steroids, and he's the one calling the shots. Molecular. Molecular is the shape-shifting chameleon of Monstar's gang. Now, his origins are shrouded in mystery, like a riddle. We are not quite sure if he's a robot, an alien, a biomechanical android, or something else altogether. But one thing is for sure, he's one of Monstar's most dangerous and valuable allies. Molecular can alter his size and shape at will, but he does it using a frisbee ring that's like the Swiss watch of space accessories. There is no limit to what this guy can do. He's turned into a box of cigars, mimicking the abilities of the mighty Mirage, and even pulling off the ultimate con by becoming an exact copy of the Silverhawks themselves. It's like he's got a shape-shifting PhD from the School of Trickery. So there you have it, Cosmic Chameleons, Molecular, the ultimate shape-shifting conman and spy of Monstar's gang. Buz Saw. Buz Saw, the independently sentient robot machine of war from the Monstar gang, has sharper edges. Now, when it comes to Buz Saw, he's not your everyday robot lackey. He's the Terminator's distant cousin, all clad in copper-like skin with razor-sharp saws, cutting blades all over his body. It's like he's the Swiss Army knife of the robot world, and those saws aren't just for show. They are projectile weapons that could slice through steel like a hot knife through butter. And let's talk vocals. Buz Saw's got that high-pitched metallic voice that's like a symphony of chaos. When he talks, you listen, because it's like having a heavy metal concert in your ears, minus the guitars. Now, much like his robotic buddy Mumbo Jumbo, Buz Saw's the muscle of the Monstar gang. He's not just larger than life, he's larger than most buildings. His robotic construction doesn't give him a mean look, it also packs a punch, literally. His go-to move? Well, it's all about those spinning, cutting blades at the ends of his arms. Imagine him as a walking blender of doom, ready to create a whirlwind of destruction with every punch. Pokerface. Pokerface is the casino owner extraordinaire and a member of Monstar's gang. Now, when it comes to Pokerface, he's the mastermind behind the Starship Casino, a glitzy joint that's conveniently located just outside the light-year limit. That means it's like a safe haven where the Silverhawk's jurisdiction doesn't reach. It's like the perfect spot for cosmic high rollers to place their bets and spin the roulette wheel. But here's where things get interesting. Pokerface isn't just a casino owner, he's also a schemer extraordinaire. He's got a master plan brewing in his mind at all times, and he's not afraid to roll the dice and take risks. Now let's talk weaponry. When push comes to shove, Pokerface isn't one to fold. He wields his trusty laser cane, and it's not just for looking dapper. It's the lightsaber in disguise, ready to cut through obstacles with style. Mumbo Jumbo. Mumbo Jumbo is the muscle-bound enforcer of the Monstar gang. Now, when it comes to Mumbo Jumbo, he's like the go-to strongman, the muscle you call when you need some heavy lifting, both literally and figuratively. He's the guy you bring along to help with a plan, and he's usually the one flexing his muscles. But Mumbo Jumbo doesn't always show off his full strength. In fact, most of the time, he appears in a regular human-sized form, just like your everyday strong guy. Now, when it's time for a showdown, that's when things get interesting. Mumbo Jumbo can transform into a hulking, bull-like behemoth, all rippling muscles and raw power. But while he may have the muscles, he's not exactly winning any chess tournaments. Mumbo Jumbo isn't the sharpest tool in the shed. He's easily fooled and not known for his intelligence. But here's where he surprises us. He can do undercover work like a chameleon, and he's handy with some of Hardware's projects. Mumbo Jumbo is unique in that he doesn't speak the human language, but somehow everyone seems to understand him just fine. Timestopper. Timestopper, the youngest member of the gang. Now, when it comes to Timestopper, he's the new kid on the cosmic block, joining up with Monstar's mob after the big breakout from Penal Planet 10 in the year 2839. He made his debut in style, swiping the Roadstar from Molecular and Mumbo Jumbo just as they were about to pull off a heist. Timestopper has this limbo clock right on his chest, and when he presses that button, it's like time itself starts playing by his rules. The clock begins to count down to 0, and then bam, time freezes for 1 limbo minute. It's like he's got his own personal pause button for the universe. But here's the catch. If he doesn't start time again before that clock hits 0, it's kaboom time, and his chest becomes a fireworks show. Now, the coolest part is that Timestopper gets to choose who and what freezes in time, and who gets to keep on trucking. And when he freezes something in time, it turns all grey and eerie, like a scene out of a black and white movie. Zero, the Memory Thief. Zero, the Memory Thief, a character with a nose for trouble that's longer than a conga line, and a memory-stealing gadget that's like a cattle prod for your thoughts. Now, when it comes to Zero, he's the kind of guy who's always looking for a quick score, and his speciality is memory theft. He's got this cattle prod-like contraption that he uses to zap memories right out of your brain, and he records them on good old-fashioned cassettes. But while Zero can swipe memories like a pro, he doesn't automatically become a genius in whatever he steals. It's like he's got a treasure trove of puzzle pieces, but he doesn't know how to put them together. So he might have your memory of how to bake the perfect cake, but good luck getting him to bake it himself. Now, Zero occasionally does business with Monstar's gang, but he's not exactly the most loyal member of the crew. He's like the opportunist, always looking out for number one himself. Darkbird. Darkbird is the sinister twin of Quicksilver, created by none other than the mastermind Hardware, and he's got a whole lot of evil in his metallic DNA. Created under the sinister orders of Monstar, Hardware used his genius-level intellect and cosmic gizmos to give birth to this metallic menace. Darkbird is a spitting image of Quicksilver, almost like they rolled off the same assembly line. He's got metallic armor that's as silver as a space coin, complete with laser shooters in the shoulders, and his armor is like a Swiss Army knife of villainy, with multiple jets and extendable metallic wings for soaring through the cosmos like a wicked comet. Now let's talk differences. Darkbird might look like Quicksilver, but there are some telltale signs that he's the evil twin. He's got thicker eyebrows, dark circles around his eyes that make him look like he hasn't slept in a century, and teeth that could give a dentist nightmares. Oh, and let's not forget the color of his laser. It's red, like the villainous version of Quicksilver's blue. Smiley. Inside Monstar's gambling casino, it's not just card games and slot machines, it's boxing matches cosmic style. And here's the twist, Monstar's got a super robot named Smiley, and this metallic titan wins every match like he's got a cheat code for victory. It's a heavyweight champion on steroids. But Monstar's not content with just watching Smiley pummeling his opponents in the ring. Now, he's got a devious plan to test Smiley's indestructibility to the max. How does he do it? By sending Smiley on a bank robbing spree. It's Monstar's version of a bank heist, with Smiley as the ultimate getaway driver. But that's not all. Monstar isn't satisfied with just robbing banks. He's got his sights set on taking down the Silverhawks for good, and he's not messing around. He's sending in the big guns, Smiley, Buz Saw and Mumbo Jumbo, to attack Hawkhaven like it's the showdown of the century. Spike-nosed humanoid species. The spiky world of humanoid species with a nose for adventure, or should I say, a nose for spikes. Now, these spiky-nosed humanoid species are like the guest stars that pop up in a number of episodes, and they are about as unique as a space unicorn at a carnival. They made their grand appearance during the Planet Eater caper, piloting a space freighter that had a not-so-happy reunion with the Sky Chomper. But these cosmic travelers are no one-trick ponies. Another time, they joined the crew of the space freighter Argo, thinking they were lending a helping hand to someone in distress. Little did they know they were about to be caught in Melodia's SOS web of deception, leading them right into Windhammer's red dust storm. Now these spiky-nosed folks have a style all their own. Picture this, they are sporting a snazzy blue uniform complete with a silver helmet that's like the crown jewel, red gloves that are as stylish as they are functional, and they've got a small horn on their noses. General Rawlings. Rawlings, also known as the Simple General. Now don't let the nickname fool you, this guy is anything but simple when it comes to making the right calls in the world of heroes and missions. So here's the deal. Rawlings is the big cheese back on good old Earth, and he's the guy that Commander Stargazer contacts when he needs a helping hand or two, which, let's face it, is pretty much all the time when you're dealing with cosmic chaos. And he's like the cosmic talent scout of the galaxy. When Stargazer needed candidates to join the Silverhawks and lend a hand at Hawkhaven, who did he turn to? You guessed it, Rawlings. This guy knows how to pick him, and he's got an eye for reliable personnel who can handle the toughest of missions. But Rawlings doesn't just stop at recommendations. Oh no, he's all about putting potential recruits to the test. When the Silverhawks showed off their cosmic skills, Rawlings pulled out all the stops and tested them. Professor Gemakian. Gemakian, also known as Professor Gemakian, this guy is the brain behind the scenes, and when the heroes need a technological wizard, he's the man they call. Back on Earth, Gemakian is the go-to guy for all things weapons, ships, and those iconic Silverhawk suits. When Commander Stargazer needs a little tech support or some cosmic know-how, you can bet he's ringing up Gemakian. This guy's the space version of a tech-savvy wizard, and he's got the gadgets and gizmos to prove it. But Gemakian doesn't just sit back and watch. Oh no, he's all about hands-on testing. When our Silverhawks put their cosmic abilities on display, Gemakian was right there in the mix when our heroes were going through their paces. Now let's talk about Gemakian's passion. He is not just an inventor and developer, he's an artist in the world of tech. He takes immense pride in his creations, making sure they work flawlessly and respond as intended. To him, it's not just a job, it's a calling, and he's here to make sure our heroes have the best tools in the galactic toolbox. Assistant Nurse Mavis. Mavis is the unsung hero of the Silverhawks team. She's not just an assistant, she's an intergalactic nurse and tech genius who keeps our heroes in tip-top shape. First things first, Mavis is the right-hand woman to Professor Gemakian. When it comes to fitting those sleek Silverhawk bionic bodies, these two make the ultimate dynamic duo. They're like the dream team of tech and medical know-how, making sure our heroes are suited up and ready for action. But that's not all. Mavis isn't just a behind-the-scenes player. When our Silverhawks faced off against that tricky remote-controlled combat drone, she was right there in the thick of it, making sure everything ran smoothly. It was a challenge, and our heroes aced it, thanks in part to Mavis's expertise. And when Commander Stargazer needed a little refitting himself, Mavis and Professor Gemakian, well, technically it was molecular in disguise as the Professor, were on the case. They made sure Stargazer was in cosmic fighting shape. No questions were asked. But what really sets Mavis apart is that she is not just a nerd. She's a smart, capable tech whiz who can follow orders without breaking a sweat. When the mission calls for precision and expertise, Mavis is the one you want on your side. High-ranking officer. The high-ranking officer, a mysterious figure in the grand theater of the Silverhawks, made his appearance just before our silver-clad heroes departed Earth for their intergalactic mission. His purpose? To put them to the ultimate test, pit them against a remote-controlled combat drone. As the battle raged on, the Silverhawks demonstrated their unwavering valor and remarkable prowess, ultimately emerging victorious. It was a defining moment that earned them the officer's admiration and prompting him to proclaim, "Your Silverhawks have done you proud, gentlemen." This officer shares a striking resemblance to other distinguished figures in the Limbo Galaxy such as Governor Xander, Brigadier Brightlight, and the Bedlama police force. It's a tantalizing hint that he may hail from Bedlama, a planet within the Limbo Galaxy characterized by its diverse landscapes, lush woodlands, vast water masses, and rugged rocky terrains reminiscent of our own Earth. Sear. Sear is the cosmic cabbie who's always on the move in the wild and unpredictable Limbo Galaxy. Now you might be wondering, what's so special about a cabbie in a galaxy filled with spaceships and cosmic adventures? Well, let me tell you, Sear is not your average driver. First off, Sear doesn't roll solo. He's got a trusty sidekick named Zeke by his side. Together, they're a dynamic duo navigating the cosmic highways in style. But Sear's ride isn't just any cab. It's the legendary Space Hack. Think of it as the space equivalent of a classic New York City taxi, but with a space-age twist. Now, life in the Limbo Galaxy can be tough for a cabbie. With so many people flying their own ships, Sear sometimes struggles to make a buck. But when the galaxy dishes out a dose of excitement, you can bet Sear's in the middle of it. See, Sear's not just chauffeuring regular passengers. Nope, he's like the Uber for the heroes and villains of this playground. Whether it's giving a lift to a mob member or doing a favor to one of the galaxy's do-gooders, Sear's always in the mix. But what sets Sear apart as a true hero is his unwavering sense of justice. When he overheard Hardware and Mumbo Jumbo hurling insults at the Steel twins, he knew he had to step up. With quick thinking and a bit of tech know-how, Sear used the polarity reversal device to cancel out Hardware's magnetic grip on the twins, setting them free. Professor Power. In the dazzling ballet of the Silverhawks, one character stands as the guardian of the very essence of life in the Limbo Galaxy, Professor Power. His solemn duty is to tend to the magnificent artificial sun, the celestial orb that bathes the galaxy's planets in the warm embrace of daylight. Regularly, the artificial sun craves replenishment, and a colossal tanker filled with its life-giving fuel embarks on the journey to stoke its eternal flames. However, darkness lurks in the corners of the cosmos as evildoers Melodia, Hardware and Buz Saw conspire to hijack this radiant celestial body in the episode aptly named Save the Sun. In the face of peril, Professor Power proves his mettle by escaping in an escape pod, his beacon of hope in the vast expanse of space. His destination, none other than the Silverhawks' Hawk Haven, where he seeks aid and allies. Yet the true marvel of Professor Power's legacy lies in the creation of the Amber Amplifier, a remarkable invention that ensures the artificial sun's luminous rays reach every corner of the galaxy, illuminating worlds and kindling hope. Lord Cash. Lord Cash is the bigwig in charge of the planet Dolaire. Now you might think running a whole planet is a walk in the park, but when you're dealing with doppelgangers and intergalactic shenanigans, things can get a bit complicated. So here's the lowdown. Lord Cash, the head honcho of Dolaire, found himself in a bit of a pickle. You see, he had a run-in with none other than Darkbird, the mysterious double of our very own Quicksilver. Darkbird has a knack for looking like our hero, but he was anything but heroic. Lord Cash, being a bit unsuspecting, got hoodwinked by Darkbird's slick appearance. Thinking he had the real Quicksilver on his hands, he did what any responsible cosmic citizen would do. He made a call to Commander Stargazer, ready to have our Silver Speeder arrested. But little did Lord Cash know that he was about to be caught up in a whirlwind of confusion and mistaken identities. Warden Lockup. Warden Lockup, the no-nonsense boss of the notorious penal planet 10. Now you might think being in charge of a prison in outer space is a cushy gig, but not when you're dealing with convicts and jailbreaks that could shake the galaxy. The thing about Warden Lockup is that he's shrouded in secrecy. We don't know much about the guy, but when he speaks, you can bet your cosmic credits that everyone in the prison, and maybe even the entire galaxy, pays attention. So there he is, Warden Lockup, a voice in the intercom, a silhouette in the shadows, alerting his prison staff about the impending chaos that was about to go down. See, when a character named Hardware decided it was high time for a jailbreak, the warden didn't take kindly to the idea. He blared warnings over the intercom, telling Hardware to think twice about his actions. But you know how these things go. Convicts seldom listen to reason, and warnings tend to fall on deaf ears. And that, my fellow cosmic travelers, is the tale of Warden Lockup, a mysterious enforcer of justice on a desolate prison planet. Marvelous verdict. As our journey through the cosmos of Silverhawks comes to an end, we've encountered a vibrant fabric of characters that have left an indelible mark on the world of animated storytelling. From the noble heroes who soar through the Limbo Galaxy to the devious villains who scheme and plot, each character adds depth and intrigue to this timeless series. Commander Stargazer, Quicksilver and their Silverhawks team exemplify heroism, courage and camaraderie as they protect Limbo from the clutches of Monstar and his criminal syndicate. Bluegrass adds a touch of Western charm, while Steelheart and Steelwill's unique bond tugs at our heartstrings. Silverhawks transcends time, bringing viewers thrilling space adventures, memorable characters, and a reflection on the enduring power of animated storytelling. It's a reminder that, even in the far reaches of the Limbo Galaxy, the battle between good and evil is a tale worth telling and retelling for generations to come. So, whether you're a seasoned fan or a newcomer to this cosmic saga, Silverhawks will continue to captivate and inspire, taking us on a celestial journey beyond the stars. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.